What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Photography. Come on now. Yeah. So we're going to have a little discussion today. It's going to be a little personal. Some of you might take it personal, and that's just the way it is, okay? If you want to cry, feel free. I've got plenty of napkins right here. But today's topic is going to hit home, a little close to home, a little raw for some of y'all, okay? And I want to get your opinions. I want to get your opinions about my viewpoint about today's topic. For anybody over there on TikTok, you feel free to come and join the live discussion now on YouTube at Robert Silver Photography. All right. So let's wait a minute or two as folks come on in. If you didn't hear, I have a new intro. Oh my God. Well, new intro song, really. Okay. A little something jazzy. You know, I keep my intros jazzified and kind of hip hop. So it is what it is. Nothing too heavy, nothing too soft. Just right in the middle. So feel free for those who are coming on into the live chat. Let me know where you're at. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Come on now. Yeah, that's what I like to hear, is where everybody is tuning in. That's right. Gunshots are blazing. All right, we're coming in hot today. Let's start with some of this here ugly business. What's up, everybody there on TikTok? Thanks for tuning in. I am streaming live now on YouTube at Robert Silver Photography. If you don't know about me, check out my profile and follow my page. All right, so let's get over some of this here business, shall we? Let's get rid of some of this business. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and follow me on all the socials. That's right. I'm on TikTok. Well, I won't be pop locking, but I'll be talking about photography and all that good stuff. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, Twitter, whatever it's called today. I'm on it all. I'm even on LinkedIn. I'm pretty tough on LinkedIn. So feel free, follow me wherever it is most convenient for you out there. But I'm the most active, obviously, here on YouTube, but also on Instagram. So those are probably the two best places. And believe it or not, I actually respond to comments. So if you have questions, concerns, or just want to say what's up, I do respond to them. So feel free and go ahead and post. Let's see right here. Hey, thank you, everybody. If you're tuning in on TikTok, smash that like or heart or whatever it is that they do over there. So let's get away from that. Of course, you can support this here channel in any way you can, but it's always appreciated if you drop a super chat, super sticker, or become a member of the channel. Believe it or not, this takes time. And with that said, I'd like to keep producing weekly content for all of you out there. I just ask for a little assist if and when possible. I'm still going to do it, but hey, you know what? I appreciate it when you can. All right. And I also have my fashion photography Lightroom presets available on my website at robertsilverphotography.com. That goes directly to benefit me and this here channel, because I want to keep producing more informative content. And guess what? That means I have to dedicate more of my personal time to do just that for you. So with your help, I can better help all of you. So feel free to check out those Lightroom presets. It's fashion photography, portrait photography based 12 presets I made for myself. So if you like the work that I post, pretty much 95% of the time, I have started editing my own photos you see on TikTok, on Instagram, or whatever, using my presets. Okay, that's right. That's right. So if you like what I post, you know it's probably done with my presets. Go check them out. And I do want to let you know that this Sunday, that's right, this Sunday, I'm starting a new podcast called Mom and Movies. And you're probably thinking, quite honestly, I must be crazy. Yes, I am crazy. I have a little extra time. And so I decided to think of another podcast besides Let's Talk Photography right here on my channel. But I am also going to be doing another one called Mom and Movies. And the purpose of that podcast is because I love films. I love watching miniseries, documentaries, pretty much most things. Well, not most things, but I'm a huge Netflix watcher. And there's so much great, well-written programs out there right now, and films being released by indie productions. And me, myself, being a filmmaker as well, I decided, why not give this a go? And the unique thing about my movie podcast show, a movie review podcast show, Mom and Movies, is that I'm teaming up with my mother, who has been my biggest inspiration in getting into film, enjoying the art of filmmaking. And she is like an encyclopedia when it comes to films and film knowledge and noir and everything in between, from Alfred Hitchcock to Spike Lee and etc. It's quite amazing. And we always have these deep, long conversations about the latest series or program or film. And I'm like, man, we should do something. I think it'd be kind of cool for people to see me and my mother. What is going on with this thing here? TikTok. Come on, TikTok. What are we doing? It would be real interesting to just see our perspective. So this Sunday at the Day One Films Company YouTube page, we will be going live Sunday evening, and we're going to be starting with Adolescence, which came out about a month or so ago, and that was a very deep mini series. I'm sure many of you saw it out there, but we had an amazing conversation about that. And then, of course, we'll be talking about Sinners and some other upcoming films that I've been seeing on Netflix that we could not only talk about, but also see what we could learn about for those who are aspiring filmmakers out there. So feel free to join the conversation at Day One Films Company on YouTube. Okay. All right. So now that we got, for those on YouTube, I do have my latest video right now posted, and this was a very fun video. It's where I actually showed you the accessories from K&F Concept lens filters, in which I was able to produce cinematic video using the DJI Pocket 3. It was super fun to make this video, and I was extremely impressed with what you could get out of the Pocket 3, especially when I used these filters. Feel free to check out that video. It's live right now. I uploaded it this morning on my YouTube channel, Robert Silver Photography. So there we go. All right. Woo. That was a mouthful. So let's see here. Hey, what's up, everybody there on TikTok? Thank you very much. Thank you for checking out the channel, and everybody there on YouTube, thank you very much. Smash that like. You know how we do. Let's see here. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good evening, Greg. It's really good to see you, man. Cool. Today, I have my setup a little bit different. I'm actually standing today. This is the first time I'm standing. Sometimes I just feel kind of static sitting all the time. So I got this desk raised up super high. So let me know if this looks all right. The framing looks cool. Then I got the TikTok over here, wham bamming on me right there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Smash that heart. You know how we do. All right, TikTok. I don't know how. I'm trying to figure out this TikTok game. I'm telling you, I don't get it, but I'm doing it anyway. We're going to figure it out on the way up. All right. So those on TikTok, make sure you smash that heart and follow my profile if you want more of these photography live streams, because I do plan on bringing more live streams to you on TikTok. And everybody here on YouTube, you already know what time it is. Come on. Let's see. Hey, Dave, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hey, we got Manila Martin in the house. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. See, I figured if I just blab for like 10, 15 minutes, give everybody some time to come on in. I went live like 3 minutes late, and maybe that's why folks are just getting the notifications. I was uploading new music, got a new music thing going, got a new little vibe for my intro music. And this topic, I'm going to do a lot of ranting. Do some ranting today. We're going to be ranting. Photography rants. Hey, thank you everybody for hearting my stuff there on TikTok. Thank you everybody. So, yeah, check out that vibe. I'm digging it. Yeah, a little jazz. I like jazz and hip hop, lo-fi, you know? I like the smooth stuff, you know, something you could drink a cognac and smoke a cigar to. Okay. I'm too grown for all that loud ass shit by a speaker. All right. Let me know in the comments if you're too old for that loud shh. Okay. All right. Before we get started, let me share a little something that has been an accessory for photography or specifically for filmmaking, videography, that is probably the most important accessory you should have. So, with that said, let's get into, let me scroll it down, product highlight of the day. Let's go. All right, here it is. What is the product highlight of the day? What is the most important accessory a videographer or filmmaker should have when they're thinking about starting to make some films? Come on now. I know you know. All right. All right. Some of you may not know. That's all right. I don't hold it against you. It's going to be. Uh-oh. Here we go. Drum roll. It's called. Okay. It's not this bag. All right. It's called ND filters. Now, I have a whole little case of this, and I'm going to be starting filming a short film next Saturday. Okay. And I realized this will be like my 11th film. I think it's like my 10th short film. But I've realized how important it is to have ND filters. Now, there's all sorts of kinds. You get a 4x4 or 5.56 by 4. And this is a circular polarizer. I'm going to specifically call out circular polarizers today because they're accessible and usable by everybody. You won't need a matte box or something, even though like I have the small rig mini light matte box, which you could screw this on in the front. And I'm sure Tilta has one too, but these everybody should have. You should always have these around. Now, not only do I have one, I actually have two in the most most used filter thread sizes. So I have 277s, 282s, and 267 millimeters. Okay. And the reason why I got two of each is because if I'm filming and I need to switch a lens and they happen to be the same filter thread, that makes my switching of the lenses that much faster and saving me that much more time on set. And trust me, a second is a minute and a minute is an hour. So with that said, I need you all, if you're thinking about getting into video, it's not even a question. You must have ND filters. So get yourself some good, I have mine from K&F. I have K&F and I have ProMaster ones. Okay. They're not the most expensive ones in the world. K&F makes really expensive ones. I don't have those, but I have, good ones. But you definitely want to put a couple bucks into it because it is throwing a piece of glass in front of your expensive pro grade lenses. So you want to get the best. But most importantly is you want to be able to stop that light. Stop that light when it comes through. If you want to shoot at T 1.4 or something like that, 2.9 or F 1.4, etc., 1.8, you're going to realize real quick you can't really do it unless it's about 30 minutes or to 1 hour before sunset. So that's very unrealistic for you to be in that environment every single time you decide to record video. That's where these come in. And even during that video for the DJI Pocket 3 cinematic video look that I just posted, the ND filters were a game changer when it came to maintaining color, contrast, not blowing out the highlights, and you're ultimately controlling the exposure. So for today's product highlight, I'm going to really emphasize, if you're even hinting about getting into video, this is the first accessory I think you should have immediately are ND filters. Okay. So let's give a big shout out to ND filters worldwide. Yeah. Shout out to ND Filters. And that goes for all of you too out there on TikTok. Make sure you get your ND filters. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to some of this here. Oh, by the way, if you're on YouTube right now, and if you want to join the panel for today's discussion, you're more than welcome to. Let me copy that. I'll post it in a live chat right now. Join the panel. Okay. If you want to join the panel, you're more than what you can. Miles, what's going on, man? Yeah. All right. Let's see. This week in photography, there wasn't a whole lot of news. Man, I was searching and searching. I went to Petapixel and F-stoppers. I was looking, and granted, there's like a little bit of stuff about, some cameras or whatever, but there's nothing really big, nothing monstrous happening that I thought would be really awesome to talk about. And I was actually pretty shocked about that. I tried to look up rumors. Everybody's just talking about same old, same. I'm looking up stuff right now, and there is nothing really exciting to talk about. That's for sure. So I would love to hear from all of you. What do you guys have any trips or anything coming up within the next couple of months? Because now we have summer coming up, and I have 2 messages. Oh, that's what's up. I don't know how to do this, but right on. Thank you for whoever sent messages on TikTok. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out, this TikTok. I tell you, Anyway, I feel like I could. How can I say? I notice my age when I get to TikTok. I'm like, how does this thing work? So it is what it is. All right. For me, I have LA coming up, and I'm planning on going hiking. So if anybody in the LA area knows some good spots to go hiking, definitely send me a DM message on Instagram, okay? Because me and my daughter are going to go. I think I'll be closer to Orange County in the OC. But I am looking forward to it, and I'm trying to book a shoot with a model while I'm down there. I think that would be really dope to go live, show you how I do it down in LA with a model. I think that would be fantastic content. Let me know if you think you would like to see that kind of content on my trip. No, Fajar, you are just in time, brother. I haven't gotten to the main event. I am standing, so you're going to see me move a lot. So I hope that doesn't do something to you. And then April has been quite the month for me. Also submitted one of my sets to a photo story competition, which cosplay is as conceptual as it gets. Perfect for that condition. Shout out to you. Good luck, man. That's awesome. David says, I am conducting a low light photo walk in Vancouver. Come on now. May 16th, I have openings if you want to come. That's amazing. It's funny that you say Vancouver. I'm not sure how close that is to Detroit, but we are traveling to a suburb outside of Detroit in July. We're going in July. So I know that's kind of close to Toronto. What is it, TIFF? Yeah, Toronto. So I'll look up how close Vancouver is to Toronto, but that's awesome. Congrats, and I wish you nothing but the best on that photo walk. That'd be kind of cool. Mark Man says, just saying what's up, about to go watch Thunderbolts. That looks kind of fun. And Miles says, photographer for a George Washington Carver Festival in my town this week. Man. Shout out to you, Miles. Shout out to you. All right. I love that. And then, let's see what we got going on here. Mark Man says, also, I was looking at the DZO Vespid Primes, almost half off. Yeah, those are really good. Those are really good. If you are considering some primes, yeah, you won't go wrong with those. The DZO brand in general are pretty sweet. Yeah, they're really nice. Vancouver. Oh, okay, there you go. That's what's up. So you're up a little bit higher, but that's very cool. I'm sure your photos are going to come out nice shooting in Vancouver in low light. That's for sure. And what's up to everybody there on TikTok? Please smash that heart. Is that what it is? Smash a heart on TikTok? I guess so. Either way, do what you do. Cool. Here we are. Fajar says, next Sunday also will be the first video project. I have my Aperture 300C, but after looking at the venue, also rent an LS600D, and my client approved. Oh, cool. Built that trust and relationship with everyone. That's what I'm talking about, man. Congratulations. Congrats. That's amazing. Shout out to you, Fajar. That's great. Yeah, I think I shared with you guys, I'm testing out a 300 watt LED light from GVM, and I did a photo shoot with it on a rooftop, and I'm about to drop a video on that. And I'm telling you, oh boy, I used the Nikon Z8, the 50 mil f1.2 lens, not a shock to my regular viewers out there, and the GVM 300B LED light. And I'm telling you, I only had that thing at like 30% or something. It was marvelous. Rooftop, sunset, man, the photos came out fire. I'm editing them right now. Okay. And I can't wait to show those to you. And I shot content, so I'll share that with all of you as well. Let's see here. Yeah, I was shooting LED or constant light for portraits. It was actually a lot of fun. There was something fun about it because obviously it's constant lighting, and I was able to just worry and concentrate on the composition, connecting with the model, and then coming up with poses. It was nice to, like, you know, what you see is what you get. Now, granted, you are sometimes going to have to shoot at a higher ISO depending on like how much power you want, but also you want to make sure you get some ambient light from the background. Like in my case, I was on a rooftop. I wanted some of that, what do you call that? Purple sun, or, you know, blood, whatever, when the sun just dips over the horizon. So there is a give and take. I could power it up to 50% or even 100% to get a much lower ISO. But guess what? I shot at 2500 ISO with the Nikon Z8. And I'm telling you, the digital noise made it look better. That's right. I said it. The noise made it look better. It added character to the shot, and it wasn't overwhelming, and certainly didn't break up the picture at 2500 ISO. I was so happy with the results. I cannot wait to show all of you the results. I'll have it done probably, well, I should have it done tomorrow, quite honestly, after the gym. Okay, brother, got to go work out. Fajar says, I'm still pissed that I have to spend $200 for ND filters, though. It is recommended by my team's videographer. See, that's what I was telling you. I'm telling you, that's why the product highlight of the day was ND filters. ND filters will save your life. It's mandatory. It's not even a question. It's not, if you're shooting video, ND filters are mandatory. Look at all your lenses and slowly get one filter for each filter thread. You know, at least the 82, 77, 77 and 67. I think will cover most of your pro lenses. Okay. But either way, that's what I did. And then once I got one set, then I slowly bought, well, during this month, I bought a second set of those popular filter threads because, again, I want to just switch them out and not have to screw one off and screw the thread off of one lens and then put it on the other. And while a whole bunch of action's going on, and you just missed it all. And with video, you're screwed. Photos, you might be able to slip in and get that one shot and be like, cool, I got it. But like video, you got to be fast. So that's why I recommend getting two. All right. Get these they're worth it. Fajar, they're worth it, man. Anyway. I'm just walking it like I talk it. The reason why I have them here is not to promote the brands themselves, but really to promote the utility, the value of having multiple. I wouldn't tell you to buy multiple versions of each filter thread if I didn't go out and do just that. But I did, and I'm glad I did it. Gas and for the name investment. Yes, you ain't lying. It's always there, man. King Kruk, who was tricking on cameras this summer? Man. Hey, you know, I'm really, if they come out, if Lumix comes out with an S1H Mark II, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to go get it. Okay. I need a camera like that. I need like an S1H Mark II box version. That'd be hot. That's what I want. I want 420. I mean 420. I want 4K, 120, zero crop. That's what I want in the S1H Mark II box cinema body. It'd be a Rapsky. Otherwise, I'm very fine with what I have, the things I produce. The Pixis is super tempting to me, but I don't like that it crops in every other aspect ratio. And if I want to do 4K 60, 4K 120, and all that stuff, I'm tired of that. We're well done. We're well past that. I want full frame, I want full sensor readout. I want it all zero crop. I'm willing to spend the money, and I'm tired of having anything less. Okay. That's just me. I'm a snob. It is what it is. Okay. Mushi. Hey, what's going on? I like your page. I like your Instagram page. Look at that, everybody here. We got Miles. NDs are a must. You're absolutely right, man. Oh, yeah. Okay. Miles says it's a good investment. Get a good quality set and never worry about it again. You're absolutely right. I'll give you the Final Fantasy win music. Okay. To those on TikTok, if you're watching, you can't hear the cool effects I got going on over here. Okay, I can't move the camera, but all right. If you're on YouTube, you can. So come on over to YouTube, Robert Silver Photography, and you can hear all the funky sound effects I spent so much time putting together. Okay. Fajar says, he said that's the best I could get. Hence, I approved the checkout. That's what's up. He follows up with the map box and slide and CPL later. Oh, man. Hopefully I can afford one later. That's what's up, man. Well, let me share this with you, Fajar. Let me share this with you. All right. Here we go. Here we go. When you are ready to get yourself a map box, this is a great starter map box. Okay. I bought it out of my own pocket. All right. Let's do the all right. Let me get all situated here. This is the map box, Fajar, when you're ready, that you should get. Okay, brother? Right here. The Small Rig MacBooks Lite, Lite. Okay, this thing should be maybe $79. Here is a Small Rig Mapbox Lite. I love it. It's made out of carbon fiber. And when you open this up, there's your little sun hood right here. It screws on, it tightens on the end of your lens. It never weighs it down. Never weighs it down. It's super light. Okay. Now you're saying, well, that seems like a large lens element. Well, it is. That's why it comes with these adapters right here. It has the 67, 72, 77, and 82 millimeter right here to fit on all your lenses. And if you do have a 4x5.6 filter, you have a tray right here, which obviously I can't take out right now, but it's there. It's there. I promise it is. Okay. I don't want to break it for you folks out there, but it comes out and you can pull it out right there and you can fit the tray there. Or the best part is when you put one of these in, you could actually screw in a circular polarizer or ND filter right in the front. There's threads right in here. Okay. So that's really cool for only $79-ish. So if you're looking for a matte box, you simply can't go wrong with this Small Rig. I love it. Works really well, especially if you need a very tight, compact camera rig. That is the way to go. I do have the larger version where you could stack 2 filters in front. Okay. That one's made out of carbon fiber as well. But this one's nice and small and inexpensive. Let me say it again. Come on now. It's inexpensive. All right. So that's why I'm showing it to you. I had no clue I'd show it to you, but you were talking about a matte box. So there you go. You get what you asked for. There we go. Drunk Wedding Photographer comes in and says, just purchased a Panasonic Leica 9 milli f1.7 to replace my Nikkor 2018G and 24 2.8D. Dang, that's what's up, man. That's awesome. I love it. Markman says, we all want 420. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Right time and right place, brother. Okay. All right. So now let's get into the main event. All right. Where is my? All right. Let's go. All right, everybody. We're about to get real serious. Okay, because this topic may hurt someone's feelings. I kind of hope it does. Okay, because I talk to my friends that I see in person, and I always rant about X, Y, and Z that we're going to discuss today. But yet, I keep seeing it happen. And quite frankly, someone needs to say it. Let me get to my notes. See, that's how mad I was. I had to make some notes for today. All right. There we go. All right. Do we have a comment on this thing? Oh, okay. Okay. Fajar says, I got to start from somewhere. Things I still have lots. Yeah. Oh, yes. And the monitor. Oh, yeah. 100%. Get the Atomos Shinobi Go is a great starter monitor. Super bright, low energy draw, tons of professional features. Okay. So the Shinobi Go, $250 on Amazon. I just bought it I used it during a wedding, 5-hour wedding. Freaking loved it. And what was this? Oh, I'll follow up with this live while I'm commuting to work. Have a great time. Hey, thank you, Fajar. Thank you for checking on in, brother. All right, let's get to it. I'm gonna have to be real. I can't help but find myself sometimes on social media, as many of you can relate. And I try to spend the least amount of time on it. I'll be quite honest, because subconsciously as an artist, you know, you look at your work, you see what others work, you see the attention they get, you don't get, and you start comparing and It's like it's an ugly cesspool. Social media is really dangerous. It's like a necessary evil, right? You want to get your stuff out there, but at the same time, it can be real toxic just in terms of, you know, the subconscious effect of social media due to comparing and all this other stuff. But I like looking at other work. I like looking at other work because I like to just see what people are creating. And you never know. Like, let's be honest. It's as an artist, I think it's healthy to view other artists' work to inspire you, maybe open you up to another style, technique, or approach to our craft. And as a photographer, as you know, or videographer, we want to tell a story. We want to create impact. We want to create an emotion. And I forgot where I saw that clip, and they said a filmmaker should be not shooting for the scene, but shooting for emotion, right? And that's so important. Like, that's the way I want to light. Oh no, he was talking about lighting too. And that is so true. It's like, what's the emotion I'm going for? Then that's the kind of light and how I choose to use that light to convey such emotion. So anyway, let me land this plane. But as I was scroll through, I do see a lot of people work that quite honestly are uninspiring and very boring. Okay, let me say that just one more again. Okay. A lot of the work I see, might be some of you out there, a lot of your work is boring and uninspiring. Okay. And that's not my fault. That's your fault, quite honestly. And until you as a photographer can be self-critical enough and self-aware that your shit's boring and lacks inspiration, then you're going to be doing what you've been doing, which is most of you is copying. That's right. I said it. It is what it is. A lot of you out there are doing what others are doing. And that doesn't make it a great photo. Okay. Uh-oh, look at that. All right. Just because I never look at a photographer. First of all, let's make first point. I never look at a photographer and worry about their settings. Right? If I just look at an image, I could kind of guesstimate, what they may have done and yada yada. But like a lot of times people will ask, "Oh, what settings did you use?" The settings don't matter. Doesn't matter. It'll give you an estimate in terms of how maybe I approach the exposure, create a depth of field, etc. But that's like such a minute factor to how I created the photo. Like when I reverse engineer someone's photo, I don't think about the aperture. Maybe I'll give a guess like, oh, okay, I could kind of see the background. Maybe it was f4 or something like that. But my settings are just to give me the exposure, but it really doesn't mean I'm going to get a great photo. It just means I'll get a great exposed bad photo. So that's the first thing that I notice, that you're going to produce a body of work that's boring and uninspiring, is that you're worrying all about settings. And I think the most real question you should be asking is, what were you going for? What's the emotion? Why did you choose perhaps the composition? What was going through your mind when you were setting up that shot? A lot of times it's not the settings. I mean, again, you could get a well-exposed you can get a well-exposed shot and still be a bad photo. So it can't be the settings. So stop worrying about photographers' settings. Okay. That's why I mentioned at the beginning, we should be shooting for emotion. And then everything else follows after that. What are you trying to convey? When I shoot fashion photography, I certainly don't shoot for settings. That's crazy. I'm shooting from the viewer's perspective. What do I want? What kind of emotion do I want to elicit from the person looking at the photo? That's what I want. I'm not thinking, a lot of times, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I want to shoot at 1.2 today. But sometimes 1.2 isn't conveying the message I really want to go for. So that's one thing that I noticed a lot, is that people get hung up on settings versus shooting. That's the process. Like when I watch, one of my creative inspirations is like Bob Ross, right? And he when he dabs his paintbrush in a little dab of oil, his paint and whatnot, he doesn't worry about how much. He goes off and what he feels, and then whatever it starts doing, it manifests itself. He just does it, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, go for that emotion. That's where you're really going to connect in the long run. Everybody here on this live stream can create a well-exposed image. That's why settings will make sure, if that's what you're chasing, will ensure that you keep creating boring work. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Okay. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I see it. I see it all over Instagram. Here's number 2. Should have wrote this down and put this up there. Number 2 is what did I say? First is stop chasing the settings. Number 2 is, shoot, I just had it in my head. Hold on. I just had it in my head. Hold on. All right, hold on. The hell was number 2? Number 2. Shoot, I just had a tip of my tongue. You believe that, guys? Oh shoot, I tell you. We'll go to this one. Aside from you stop chasing the settings, here's another thing. Here, we'll do this for number 2. The lack of proper or any composition. A lot of times I'll see a fantastic photo, well exposed meaning, and I see a set of them, let's say 3 or 4 from the same outfit. Okay, because I do a lot of fashion photography. I'll see the same outfit. You shoot them, you post 6 photos, and they're all generally shot the same way. Right. And I see people clapping like a seal in the comments, just absolutely. Yeah. What a great photo. And then I say to myself, of course, I keep my comments to myself. Great. Where? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's boring. It lacks any sort of spicy composition. Now, it doesn't have to mean that every shot needs to be absolutely mind-blowing, but some diversity helps. That's the point of composition, is to create and elicit some emotion and to take charge of the viewer's perspective of your photo. When I compose a shot, I'm telling you what you should be paying attention to when I do framing, perspective, leading lines, and all these other sort of things, depth of field, color contrast. That's where you take over as a creator. And again, driving the train, if you will, driving the attention of the viewer to elicit what, again, that emotion. So when I see photos that are all shot, here's the I could tell you're a new photographer right here. You shoot all your portraits from eye level. Oh my God. Please just stop it. Life exists everywhere else. This is very cool if I need to shake your hand and get a business deal done, and but even when I do headshots or beauty work, I'm shooting below eye level or up above eye level for different reasons, to elicit different emotions. That's just me. You feel free to call me wrong or crazy, but there is no look at my body work. Go to robertsillphotography.com. And you can see I shoot sometimes here. I'm up here. I'm down there. If you watch my live stream on Sunday, I was on the floor. I'm standing on stuff. I'm everywhere. And since we shoot digital, who cares? Shoot everything and see what could happen. Try it all. It's not going to cost you more to stand on something, to get out this thing, take a little bit of time and get creative. I don't show up to photo shoots in nice slacks. I'm always in jeans, some Chuck Taylors. I'm here to get dirty. No one pays me to stay pretty and clean just because I am. Hello. All right. They pay me to get the shots. They pay for the results. People, when they see my post, they're intrigued, or they appreciate the results. How I get there, that's up to me. But I'm telling you, this was number 2. Now I remember. Let me write this down. Oh boy, this one's another one. I can immediately tell that you just got into it, etc. Now granted, I get it. We all start at 0. But I'm telling you now, if you want to get to 5 or 6 or 10 or whatever faster, stop shooting everything at eye level. Compositional rules are rules for a reason. They mathematically speak to the mind what creates something intriguing. A lot of times people don't understand why they like an image, or let's say a shot, but it's usually that subliminal mathematical connection to our brain that makes that shot appealing. And it's composition. That's the subliminal language of photography or videography. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Okay? If I'm lying, I'm dying. Yeah, they'll come and get me. All right? Again, composition is king for a reason. It's the subliminal language of photography. If it had a language, it'd be composition. People often say, oh, man, that's a great photo. Granted, a lot of times they say it's a great photo because it's a hot model, more than likely wearing little to nothing. Granted. And they're like, oh, what a great photo. Oh, my God. Yeah, right. Also, many times it's a great photo because of the composition that the photographer took time and put together, because it elicits what? Let's go back to step one. It elicits an emotion. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this game, is to elicit, to stir up, conjure up an emotion. If you're not thinking that way, you're just taking a photo, period. Okay? I'll say it again. If you're just taking photos to take photos, you're a snapshot photographer. Congrats. I'm hoping to encourage you to be that much more. And that leads to point number 3, which was point number 2. Okay? You're not going to like what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it anyway. That's what it's about today. Oh, yes, absolutely, Manila. Yeah, 100%. A 4-step ladder. I have a 6-inch little stool I keep in a truck, in a car. Yeah, do whatever you got to do. I use a chair. I'll stand on things. I've stood on top of a mailbox. What do you call it? A mailbox, those blue mailboxes. I've stood on top of that to get that shot. Who cares? Try it all. Remember, you only post your best ones, right? So, but if you were to, like, the photo shoot I did with the LED lighting, we only did one look. But when you look at the photos, I shot them, all the photos. She chose 6 photos. They're all different. They're all different. I approached them different. I came with different angles. I tried it. So therefore, if you see 6 photos from the same outfit in one, what do you call it, like a carousel on Instagram, it's still engaging. I put some thought behind it. And again, that leads to reason number 3, which was number 2. Okay. This one, it is what it is. All right. Now let me say this real calm, like, press your ears against your speaker right now. You're not special. I'll say it again. You are not special. Now, what I mean by that is, of course, you're special. Your mom loves you. Your dad loves you and all that. But if you're not shooting for emotion, you're not using any sort of attempt to apply composition, and you're shooting everything here, okay, despite how tall your subject is or anything else, your work will not be special. Just because you have a well-exposed image and you shoot at high speed sync and your lens is wide open, shallow depth of field, congrats, you're everybody else. Okay? It is what it is. Someone's going to have to say it. High speed sync does not mean a fantastic photo. Oh my God. I hope you heard that. High speed sync does not equal a fantastic photo. It means a great snapshot. Hello. Stop it. Stop it. I know that sounds like a rant. People are like, oh, you're one of them. Stop doing high speed sync, etc. I didn't say stop. There's a time and place for every technique, 100%. But just because you go quickly to that setting doesn't mean it's a great photo. It does not mean it's going to be compelling, evoke emotion, have people look at it 10 years from now and say, wow, that was pretty cool. A lot of my photos that I took that are, I think, are still timeless and they're still hanging on my wall were not shot wide open. Who would have thought? It's all the other things I mentioned earlier, the composition, wardrobe choice, poses, etc. Oh, King Kruk, Rob, we need that desk setup video. Oh, shoot. Oh, you mean the video, the setup that I have now? Let me know if that's what you mean. If so, you know, I'll bring it to you, brother. I'll bring it to you, man. But I like that I can move and get more active with all of you, you know? Let me know if you guys like this setup. Anyway, oh, okay, that's what's up. All right, cool. You got it. I'll show it to you. This thing's legit, man. I got a whole situation, got my TikTok going, and people are coming in, coming out on TikTok. And I'm also here with you folks out there. Next week, I'm also going to go live on Instagram at the same time as YouTube. So appreciate it. Yeah, I'll bring that to you guys. Anyway, can we just admit that just because it's shot at, that goes back to what I was saying earlier, when you look for the photographer's settings and rinse and repeat. Okay. That is not the name of the game. When I look at Lindsay Adler, she's definitely a photographer I and I'm sure countless other photographers look at and is always blown away by her work. One thing I notice about her, especially this year, is that she seems to creatively reinvent herself. Okay. I don't know how she is definitely on another planet kind of shit. But she literally creatively pushes that boundary and raises the bar. Like one of the last comments I posted was like, "You've always seemed to take things to the next level," and I'm always there for it. Now, when I reverse engineer, like, oh, how she did, etc., a lot of times I end up with is, what the hell's going on in her creative mind to come up with this? Because I'm assuming, may have the finished image in her head and then reverse engineers, okay, then I'm going to need to do this and do it like that and then get her team together. I would love to be at the table during that conversation on her mind. Like, that is crazy. And she's had such a long, impactful career and still creatively remains extremely relevant and inspirational. And again, those are some emotions she's creating through her work. That's why I said, you're not creating emotion. You want that timeless kind of work. You're not going to be able to create it without some emotion attached to it. I'm sorry. Then it's just a fancy snapshot. But she's a great example of that. She's been able to continually take her technique, her knowledge to that next level, and continue to be that much more impactful and inspirational, and reinvent her ability. She doesn't just stick to like the same kind of lighting setup. That's why I said, get away from trying to figure out everyone's camera settings and lighting settings. Sure might help in the pocket, but if you look out for someone's lighting setup for a 600 watt, but then you only have access to a 200 watt, well, then things get stickier. Your photo may not come out as well because now you only could raise it up to 200 watts, and this guy's flash can go up to 600 watts. Completely different situation. And that flash could be used for certain things while the 600 could be used for a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's like you're comparing apples to oranges. They may have a particular camera that could handle the certain settings and still maintain a clean digital noise ratio compared to yours. So get away from the settings. Get away from just shooting everything at eye level, and stop with the thinking, as long as you have a lens that's faster than 1.8, 1.4, 1.2, and thinking your photo is just going to come out amazing. It could be just nice. It could be a very boring, shallow depth of field portrait. Because if I look at a lot of other people's work, I'm telling you, I don't know why, that's like the go-to style. And I'm not saying that's wrong. There's a time and place for all of it. Trust me. Sometimes I like to flex the shallow depth of field and, high speed sync it up. I totally get it. But if that's a go-to, which I notice for a lot of beginning photographers, it is, and they just rely on that and then, bump up the satch a hair, automatically it's a great photo. It's not. We got to all do it. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing. That's why I want to see a set of photos from that photo shoot. Don't post up just one. Let me see 5 of them from the same outfit, same time. Let's see what you got. Otherwise, you're just taking snapshots. Where's the story? Where's the emotion? Tell me about that day. And that's why I like editorial work, because it forces you to create a story out of almost nothing. And when you're approaching it, trying to create a story, trying to elicit that emotion, In pre-production, that's right, I said it for photography. In pre-production, I'm thinking about the location. I'm thinking about the wardrobe. I'm thinking about the kind of model that will ultimately help me exude and create that emotion I want to have for that shoot. And then now, once the model's in front of me, I have to talk to her and communicate with her so that I can maintain this level of the standard that I want in the results of these photos. Oh no, stand like this. No, give me more like that. Don't just stare into the camera, dead face. Give me this, give that. And then all of a sudden, you're in control. You're like a master of ceremony, right? A ringleader in a circus. And then you move from just being a photographer, which everybody is. That's why you're not special. Everybody can be a photographer. You know, Capital One will give you a credit card. You'll be a photographer by tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, you're not special. So you're like, okay, if I'm not special, how do I create something unique? How do I become unique? How do I become unique? So much so that AI can't copy me. It can imitate me, but it can't copy me. Well, then that, my friend, is everything that I'm sharing with you that I do not see on social media. I don't mean everybody, but I do see a lot of boring, uninspirational work. And I'm not saying a 20-year-old or 18-year-old can't come up with great work, I'm sure. But there are certain steps, there are certain things that I believe through experience you learn to dodge. I'm just trying to help those who are younger to dodge those bullets sooner than later. To remain humble in the craft that soon, I'm telling you, AI is gunning for a lot of us. Unless you just want an expensive hobby and tune into my channel every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Mazel Tov, go for it. I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. But outside of that, AI is gunning for us. They got computers now, or what is it? Those robots flipping your burgers in a McDonald's. I just saw that 2 nights ago. So that's why this portion number 3, you're not special. You need to remember that. So if you remain humble in this game, and when you remain humble, you got to be nimble, creative. That's why I said try everything. Stop shooting from eye level. Get up, get down, go like this. You create different and elicit different kinds of emotions when you do that. And if you're not sure, take the photo. Okay, let me say it again. If you're not sure, take the photo. Oh, that sounds like a bumper stick, doesn't it? That sounds like a bumper stick. If you're not sure, take the photo anyway. I have a 512 gig CF Express card in my Z8. What's another photo or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5? Just try it. And then when you get home, and here's a great test. Here's a great test. All right. Put together a free shoot, a collab. I'm not sure what your style is. I know some of you do cosplay, etc. Whatever it is, do a collab, one outfit. Test yourself. This is what I do. Okay. Oh, look at this TikTok. I swear, this TikTok thing, they always want to kick you off. I'm not sure what's going on with that. This and this. I don't know. Oh, wait. Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez. I have to press some stupid. Look at this. Boom, and there we go. TikTok wants you to get off after like an hour. That's interesting. You know what? Let me help you out. Hey, everybody in TikTok. For those who are still watching, feel free to come join the conversation here on YouTube at Robert Silver Photography. Otherwise, I will be going live next week yet again for another episode of Let's Talk Photography. Until next time, keep shooting, stay creative. Thank you for watching, everyone. Here we go. All right. You guys got me. I don't know. Ooh, it does a little song when I do a live. Anyway, shut that off. I'm telling you, I'm doing my best to figure out this TikTok stuff. I tell you. Anyway, I forgot where I was. This stupid TikTok. But here's the homework. Restrict yourself to the point where you have to be creative. Sometimes I only bring one lens to a shoot, like a prime. Let's say, of course, a 50 or an 85. Okay. Oh, hey, thank you, Fel. I appreciate it, man. I really do. I really do. um, restrict yourself to the bare minimum and show up to that portrait session and shoot. And hopefully you hear my scratchy voice as you're shooting. Stop shooting at eye level. Get low, get high, get this way, get that way. Go for it. And I could guarantee you're going to come up with a body of work. Have only one outfit. Don't rely on having 3, 5, 6 outfits. And then you're like, oh, look, one great photo from each of the outfits. No, restrict yourself to the bare minimum. One outfit. So you have to make the best of the one look, make the best of that one lens, make the best of the one camera, bring 2 batteries, of course, and then shoot. And then force yourself, put yourself in a position where you have to force yourself to come up with something, come up with a solution. As creatives, photographers, and videographers, we're problem solvers. Otherwise, we're just snap shoot takers. Okay, grab your iPhone and go enjoy yourself. But most of us here rely primarily on our iPhone. Not saying it's wrong. I love taking some snapshots with the iPhone, but it's not a masterpiece I'm creating here. So, no, I wasn't over. The TikTok stream was over, my man. So, exactly. Too many options hinders creativity. 100%. I couldn't agree more. And that's what I'm trying to get folks to back to the basics. And the basics is where it's going to not only take you further, in my opinion, it's going to really separate you from the rest. That creativity. Look at Lindsay Adler. Look at John Gress. He's phenomenal too. Their creativity and their approach is what makes them good at what they do. You could look at their work and say, hey, that's their work. That's why it's not boring. And that's why they are special in the ways that they approach this craft. And that's why I said, you're not special. You're not special enough. Let me say it again. You're not special enough. I know your mama thinks you're special. Your pappy thinks you're special. And I'm sure your girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever thinks you're special and awesome. There's no one like you. I get it. Your smile brightens up the room. I've heard it all. But honestly, shit's boring. So you need to be that much. Now, how do you do that? That's where you start creating your own voice. You got to create your own voice. How do you find that voice? You got to be daring. That's why I said, stop shooting at eye level. Stop it. Stop shooting everything at high speed sync. I'm so tired of it. And I'm not tired of the technique. I'm just tired of that. That seems to be a default, which anybody could do. Let me get a flash of this HSS, 1,000 shutter speed, 1,000th of a second shutter speed. Yeah, 1.4, boom. And then you're like, oh, I shot that in at 6 p.m. Look what I got. Such great back. No kidding. I get it. Where's the storytelling? You're not telling me a story. You're just showing me one still image of a hot model. Okay. Not saying it's bad to shoot with hot models. Clearly, when I go live, I want to show you folks a fun and attractive model. I get it. I know the name of the game, but that is that's more marketing. It's not my approach. The hot model is a part of my approach, but I know your folks may take a stop and look at it more if she's hot. I know that because I've tried to shoot with male models and y'all go crickets on me all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. Whoops. Here's my crickets. All right. I shoot with a male model. You all go quiet. So I get it. But I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. I know photographers out there shooting with some hot ass models, but I guarantee you half the time you're watching because of that. It's not the approach. It's not the technique. It's not the emotion. Besides, getting a little physically excited, seeing these hot models. I get it. Hey, man, I'm all for it. I love beauty. Trust me. But I'm talking about something deeper, something that will hopefully encourage you to create a body of work that you're super proud of and that will last the test of time. Okay? So that's why I'm saying, look at the way Sue Bryce or Patrick DeMarchelier has created portraits that last the test of time, that still are amazing, that are still very beautiful, totally different techniques, but yet still are great. So, oh my God. Let's go to the next one. Here's the next one. This kind of goes into the high-speed sync situation, but the last thing is bad lighting. Okay. Bad lighting. Ooh, I need water for this talk today. Bad lighting. And now what I mean by that is you're choosing the wrong light, or you just don't understand how to utilize the light that you have. I think that's one of the, it's like Star Wars, where it's like, good versus evil, the Force and whatnot. I'm not a huge Star Wars nerd, but you understand. And that's what you're doing with light and shadow. That's the name of the game. You're trying to balance the benefits, the pros and cons of both forces, right? Light and shadow. Sometimes you do want more shadow, depending on what you're trying to convey. That goes back to the emotion I talked about. And sometimes you want a little bit more light to create another, to elicit another set of emotions. Both have their place. Sometimes too much bright or highlight is too much. Sometimes too much shadow is too much. That's the name of the game we decided to play and put all our money into every week we talk about, complain about. So with that said, the bad lighting comes a lot of times you're not spending enough time understanding lighting. That was one of the best lessons I learned when I started to rent my first studio, 2016, 2015, something around there. And the studio owner would encourage me to come into the studio and shoot anyway when I didn't have a model. And I'd be like, why would I do this? It's a waste of time. And he's like, no, come and just play with the modifiers, right? Silver reflectors, 7-foot octaboxes, umbrellas, rectangular, like 2x3 foot soft boxes, etc. C-stand from a tripod stand, heavy duty tripod stands. Understand what all this does. Why is it here? Why are there different kinds of modifiers? And understand what a light modifier, like the goal is, which is to shape it's supposed to modify and shape light for a particular result that you want. And the studio had Paul C. Buff Einsteins in them. And that's when I first got my hands on using professional grade, like monolights and flashes and stuff. And that's where I started to really, truly understand that, well, lighting is not only important, it's a freaking must. That's literally the course that we took. That is our mission, is to understand and to manipulate light to our will to create X result. And that other lesson I learned is that not one modifier can rule them all. I thought at the beginning getting a beauty dish would be pretty much it. But then when I understood the point of a beauty dish and the most effective range from your subject that a beauty dish is, I'm like, oh, that means in certain conditions, like let's say a full body portrait, but if I only had one modifier, I may want a 5-foot octabox or a 5-foot umbrella for certain reasons, depending on where I'm going. So then therefore now I have like, now I have so many modifiers, it's almost sickening. I moved into a new place. I could have a whole room just of modifiers, stands, and everything. They're in storage now. It's because I don't want to get rid of them. As you know, gas is real and we like to keep all our stuff, but also they're for different purposes, for different reasons. That's why they have different kinds of modifiers. Okay. But if you're not trying to at least seek to understand the purpose and the pros and cons of different modifiers, you're going to always create bad light. It's not just about exposure. It's also choosing the right kind of light. What are the advantages? If you shoot always in the studio with flash, try just constant light, like LED. Boy, did I learn a lot. I did a video where I shot with LED tube lights and whatnot. I did it. It was 2 years ago. And boy, did I learn a lot about my settings real quick when I had to just shoot using constant LED lighting in the studio versus a flash. Like in a flash, I could use what's my I have a 300-watt flash, like even a 200-watt, like I'll get away with murder. Okay. But like with the inverse, well, not inverse, but like constant lighting, you need you need your settings are going to be completely different. You may have to raise your ISO, you may have to um you want to increase your shutter speed. Like there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you can't get away with when using constant lighting. And that's a great challenge. That's a great challenge because my goal, my purpose is to understand and control light. It's not for the customer to get over it and deal with the photo I got and hope they don't notice my mistake. It's my job to understand these things, but you won't understand if you just stay in your safe zone. And if you don't understand that your goal is to manipulate and overcome and take control of light and shadow. Roy comes in and says, I'm tired of soft octaboxes, going back to bare bulb and a reflector. Now, that's beast mode. But you know what? 2 live streams ago during a photo shoot, I shot bare bulb using the Godox V100, and I actually liked it. Actually, I believe I posted a photo or two of, I posted 4 of the photos from that shoot on the community tab page. I had a great time. I had a great time. It created much harsher light fall off, deeper contrast, etc. But it was a cool look. It actually made the photo better. Roy says beauty dishes are only good for models with perfect skin. Oh, look at you. Wow, that's bold. Okay. Um, only with well, I'll tell you one thing, if they have good skin, it sure does help. I don't know if it's the only good time for models with perfect skin, but because I've shot, well, it wasn't a female, but let's say male subjects with a softbox, etc. Let's say for headshots, and I actually liked it when they had rougher skin because due to the 5 o'clock shadow, etc., and the light helped to accentuate some of that. So I guess it's to each his own, obviously, but I like having that. I have a selection of softboxes and modifiers depending on where I want to go. But before I choose, oh, here. Oh, shoot. I was just about to say beauty dish. Okay. Okay. I love shooting beauty dishes for models beauty shots. I just something about it. I'm not gonna lie. I really like it. But before I choose a modifier, I start with what I mentioned at the beginning is what's the emotion? Where do I want this plane to land in terms of from the viewer's perspective? Do I want them to feel the the raw strength of the subject in the frame? Do I want them to take away how professional this person is or how loving the couple is or how sexy the model is, whatever. And then the modifier is helping me to shape that character and create that emotion. So I start with that first. Where do I want them to land? Where am I going with this photo? What's the purpose? And then the emotional purpose, and then the lighting, the settings, the lens, everything else falls into place. Location. I'm going to be doing a photo shoot with one of my favorite models, as many of you may know her as Venusa, and we're going to be shooting next week. And I said, oh, let's do these kind of looks, two kind of looks. And she said, where are we shooting? I said, well, I want to see the outfit because I want to see the kind of emotion that I want to go for, depending on the outfit, and then I'll choose the location. Then I'll choose whether I'll do the Z6 III or the Z8, probably be the Z8. And then it'll help me to choose which lenses I'm going to bring. And it'll also help me to choose what time of day do I want to shoot? Do I want to do natural light? Do I want to do off-camera flash? Again, starting with the emotion. Where's the end result? And then work backwards. If you want to earn $1 million, start with $1 million and then figure out how you're going to get there. Don't just say, I just want to keep earning money. Got to start with a goal or an end in mind. And that's what I'm trying to get you all to do so that your body work isn't boring. There's a lot of boring work. I mean, it is overly flooded. If I'm lying, I'm dying. There's a lot of boring work out there. And quite honestly, you know, I go to the OGs that keep inspire me, as I mentioned earlier. I'm constantly thinking of how do I inspire all of you? I may not be the same kind of YouTube creator out there. I'm just still trying to figure out my lane, really, and what sets me apart from other YouTube content creators and especially as a photographer. I know that every year a plethora of new photographers get on board in my area and are trying to chase for the same opportunities and for the same clout, attention, etc. on social media. I'm not naive. That's why I said you're not special. You're not special enough. If you keep shooting at eye level, keep thinking high-speed sync is the only way to a good portrait. If you keep not trying to convey a story through creative and innovative composition, if you don't even know what composition is, that's a serious mistake right there, okay? And certainly if you're not thinking with the emotion in mind, think with the end in mind, then you haven't even started yet. You're just someone taking pictures. What do they call it? I thought there was a saying. It was like, guy takes pictures, guy with camera, or something like that. Then you're just that. You're not special. What makes you special? You should be asking yourself that. What makes me special? When Fajar, I think it's Fajar. Hold on, let me go back. I think it's Fajar that does cosplay. Where's the cosplay at? Yeah. I think it's Fajar. And he does cosplay. Obviously, that's very unique. It's a very a particular niche he concentrates on. But wait, let me just make sure it's Fajar. For heaven's sakes, I don't want to misquote. Yes, it is. I'm sure there's others who do it, even though it's a smaller niche. Maybe not as many that concentrate in that genre. But still, you have to worry about what sets mine apart from someone else. And if you can convey emotion, get that reaction, an emotional reaction, that photo will last the test of time. That's why a lot of the Pulitzer Prize winning photos or whatever, they elicit a particular emotion that lasts the test of time. It doesn't, not just a unique moment or special moment in time. I'm sure that helps too, but also composition, timing, and the story behind the photo is normally regularly, how can I say, is what makes it an everlasting photo. From snapshot to amazing photo. Fajar says, I pursue it like that. Nobody's doing photography or even conceptual as hard as me. There's the other two that's above me, but you got to have a unique selling point. Exactly my point. 100%. That's what I'm trying to say. You're not special enough. And when you start to set up your next photo shoot, think about that. Enough. I'm not special enough. Okay, now how do I get over that enough? What am I missing? What am I leaving behind? Where am I pulling back a little too much? That's the enough part. So with all that said, this is a creative game, and unfortunately, year by year, not only is AI, jumping down our throat here, trying to take over our craft, or devalue our craft, not take over, but devalue our craft. There's new photographers every day with a credit card, buying up a Sony at Best Buy, and now they're a photographer. I don't know how many models I've seen that now are photographers, or they're a DJ now. I mean, it's the most, I sound like an old man, but there was a time where the DJ was a DJ at 15 and now he's 25. He's been doing it for a decade. He knows everything in and out about DJing. And now you just need a mini skirt and a cute smile and a nice butt. and you could be a DJ tomorrow. It's crazy. Crazy. So it is what it is. I can't change the game. It is what it is. I'm just trying to help a few of you out there and let you know I see your work, and a lot of it is boring. And it's not just to yell at you to or just to get people to notice that some of y'all work out there is pretty trash. But it's hopefully to inspire you, because if you're not, how can I say, if you're not special yet, that means you can be in time. And I'm just telling you, I see common denominators from those who are getting it, those who are creating it, and those who are copying or just taking snapshots, fancy, expensive snapshots. Just because you have a Sony A7 IV and a G Master doesn't mean you ain't taking snapshots. Okay, let me say that again. Just because you have a $3,000 camera and a $3,000 lens doesn't mean you're not taking snapshots. Fajar says there's also other that does it above me, but visual effects, but that's not my kind of niche, especially for cosplay that does fantasy. I'm more of a documentary style photographer. There you go. That's your style. Stick to it. But be dangerous when you're doing it. I want them to last forever with stories all over the pictures. Not recognizing your face, body in 5, 10, 20 years is a failure in my photos. I failed to craft timeless memories for those cosplays. There you go. See, you start with the end in mind. Work backwards. That will shape or dictate what modifiers you're choosing, the light sources, the power, the settings of your camera, and all that. Okay. So start with the end in mind. What is that? What's the takeaway? That's what's going to separate you. That's what's going to make you special. Because right now, a lot of you are not special yet. Phil comes back. That's so true. That's why it's hard making money in photography, because there are a lot, like a gazillion new photographers. That's right, photographers doing TFP forever. Yes. I saw somebody charging like $99. Hey, headshots, $99. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. Okay. I mean, that's cool, but clearly that person may have a day job, and it's a sure sign that you just started. That's for sure. Cause I did it. I did $50 Sundays and stuff like that, you know? And, but what did I know? I didn't know a fraction of what I do now. And what I do now is because of experience of failing, missing a shot, not having the right gear, not having the right creative process in mind in order to make sure that I get a timeless result. So yeah, there you go. Somebody else affirmed it. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. It's so true. It's so true. I don't know why we aren't taking this that much more serious. But granted, I get it. When we're on social media, it's a adrenaline rush of how can I say, a huge not adrenaline rush, but like we are being bombarded by thousands and thousands of photographers or photos or whatever. People call them whatever, you know, social media, you can be whatever you want as long as people believe it. So I get it. It may not be so realistic to say all of them are aspiring professionals. There may just be people who want to take a photo. You know, I'm happy for you for that. But I am saying that a lot of the things I'm mentioning are true. That there are new photographers and coming out every day. So if you're not thinking, if you're not humble enough to check yourself and self-evaluate, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be boring. Fajar says, I got my photography with a fast lane, buying things all over. After getting the hang of it, that's the time to make stories. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Now it's time to make some stories. We all did it, but because it's not a regulated industry, anyone can do 100%. It's not like a union, right? We have to be a journeyman and whatever, or apprentice and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's a very low bar. That's why I said you get a credit card and head on over to Best Buy, and congrats. By the end of today, you're a photographer. Um, there aren't even standard pricing in the industry. It's a big problem. Yeah, and I can. I mean, I did do a live stream about pricing your photography. I think it was 2 years ago, but you're absolutely right. But there's certain reasons for that. Like, I can't charge what I charge here and go to Thailand and charge the same amount. I'll probably price out most of people who live in Thailand, right? So there is, if what I charge here in California in the Bay Area would be different if I was in Tennessee, right? That's just kind of makes sense. So yeah, you're all right about the standardized pricing, but at the same time, it also greatly affects what market you're in and what are they willing to pay in that area. Fajar says, I'm more amazed with a wedding photographer that's taking it as a journalistic photography. That's so hard to do. Not all clients wants that unique opportunity. Oh, 100%. I mean, I even think I bumped into somebody who still shoots an entire wedding using film. I thought that was pretty awesome. And ironically, that's more of niche, right? To shoot an entire wedding using film. And I'm sure that produces a very cool and unique aesthetic. And I'm sure there's a definite audience for that. So shout out to them. Yeah, be different. Be different. How do I stand out besides high speed sync? Besides just shooting with a model that's super hot. Congrats. That took no skill to shoot a model in a bikini who's super fucking hot. Congrats. Come on. Go to Model Mayhem. You could do that tomorrow. Manila Martin. I feel blessed to live in the Philippines. There is a shortage of professional level photographers. I always hear about the crazy competition in America. Well, you're absolutely right. It is crazy, crazy thick. This could be a whole nother live stream, but if you're not thinking yourself as a marketing company or as a brand, you will not get noticed. Okay. Let me say that again. If you're not thinking of yourself as a brand or a marketing company, you will get left behind. That's for sure. And it's to Manila Martin's point, is because there is such a huge saturation, especially in America, because we have the money to buy the crap. That's why we spend the most. We're number one. I think units. I think North America is the top market for cameras and lenses and stuff, because we got the bread. We, in the past 20 something years, America is now a full-fledged consumer-based economy. We buy things. Other people build it, we buy it. Okay? So no, you're absolutely right. So that's why it goes back to my point. The threshold to become a photographer is easy as a credit card swipe. You ain't special with your G Master lens, okay, or your Z8 and Z9. So what? Okay, where were we? Fajar comes back. Quick jump in. Should I worry to record in NRAW or just say I have shoot H.265? I would shoot H.265. This is such a funny story. Story time. Oh my God. All right, guys. This is so 2 weeks ago, I was hired to shoot video for 3 hours for a promotional video for a local clothing brand, right? And it had like a well-known local hip hop artist a part of it to promote the brand and stuff and be a part of this promotional video. Everything came out great. I used the Ronin RS4 Pro. Oh, excuse me, 3 Pro. And I had the Nikon Z6 Mark III on it. Fantastic setup with the Z24-70 f2.8 lens. Magnificent setup. Kicked super butt. Now, I had a 512 gig card in there. Okay, Fajar? 512 gig card. And I had it on, what did I do? I was ProRes I was ProRes. I was shooting ProRes. Okay. Where's my Nikon? Thanks. Hold on. All right. And I had it on, I can tell you right now. I'll tell you the file. Yeah, I had it on ProRes 422 HQ 10-bit N-Log. Okay. Now it's not NRAW, but I had it on the ProRes. Okay. Bro, listen to me. Listen to me when I say this. It absolutely obliterated the entire card. Now, the footage was just going to be a 1 minute and 30-second quick promo for social media. What does that tell you? That means I don't need anything more than 1080p as a final download for the client. Okay. So I shot way above the pay grade of what the end result that the client needed. I don't know why I put it on ProRes, but I did. It swallowed up that 512 gig card like Cookie Monster does chocolate chips. I tell you that right now. Now, here's the thing. If that's what you want to do, Mazel tov, go for it. But when you're storing all that, that's a half a terabyte on something the client only needs a 1080 deliverable. That's only up to a minute and a half. Complete waste of space. Complete waste of how can I say color space even, because they don't freaking notice on Instagram. They don't care. So I would have rather, and it chewed up, it took over like 4 times the amount of space when you go from 4K H.265 to like ProRes. It's like 4 times the amount or something, three times plus or something. So I would have only had shot maybe 100 and something gigabytes versus 500. I was like, oh my God, how freaking, now it's all living on my thing. And the client's like, hey, can I, and they want the raw files, right? I'm like, you need to give me an external hard drive. I cannot upload this to Google Drive. Okay. It's a half a terabyte. I'm not killing my storage for you to download it one day. And he got the external hard drive. I had to export it. But I'm telling you, think about how the client, think about the deliverable. How does a client want that footage at the end of the day? If they just want a 1080 footage for Instagram post, shooting 4K H.265 save tons of space. Now, if you're shooting for a commercial and it may be shown using like on social media to, they may need a vertical video. They need it in different kind of aspect ratios and formats and whatnot. Then you may want to shoot higher and give yourself that latitude. The other benefit of NRAW is that now you have that color latitude, and therefore, if you're really good at color grading, if you're not super good at color grading, and you're delivering at the end of the day a 1080p file, well, clearly H.265 is going to be a much better way for you and your hard drive. I hope that helped. Roy says, are there well-known hip well, this actually he was, because where we were, people who saw him just came up to him and wanted to take pictures and everything. It was kind of wild. So shout out to him. All right. He's well known in the Bay Area, where people of all ages and different ethnicities knew him. It was crazy. I was like, oh shit, okay. I didn't know him personally. I have heard his song, but like people know him. That's for sure. Roy Bigsby says, lately many cheap CF Express cards are slower than XQD, still faster than SD. Yep. Well, definitely consider that. My footage isn't 3 hours long, 4K, thankfully. It's more like scenes after scenes that doesn't even last 1 minute for a scene. Okay. But it'll be my first video portfolio shoot, which should be pushing my limit to some point. Again, let me ask you, how much post-production do you want to do? Are you good at color grading video? Are you good at color grading video? Let me know, Fajar. How much time do you want to spend color grading video? I'll give you a second to think about that. Are you well versed in color grading, raw video, in Premiere, Final Cut Pro, or DaVinci Resolve? And how much time do you want to spend on it? Let's talk about that. A lot of people don't think about the time it takes to process our work. And then they ended up charging too little because they didn't realize processing N-log or something like that takes time. All right. So let me know, Fajar, how much time do you want to spend editing? And are you proficient in color grading? It is much more of a pain in the butt than a single photo. So just let me know, brother. Oh, okay. I don't consider myself a pro, but I learned from quite some months from other N-log footage. Oh, and raw footage, excuse me. I don't have deadlines either. Willing to learn a lot. Okay, awesome. In that case, you already know what to do. Whoops, nope. Go for it. Go for it. All right. I'm not trying to poo-poo on anyone's parade, right? Fajar, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to make sure you're thinking realistically and then, again, working backwards. If you don't want to spend a lot of time, you want to get edits processing fast and quick, smaller file sizes and a little bit of latitude, maybe N-log instead of standard, and H.265 might be your best bet then. That's a good middle ground too. Save some file size, but also you have the latitude of editing. And raw is like I would do like big end commercials. If Chevrolet hired me, or someone's paying me to shoot a documentary, right? And I could pay for the space, and having that dynamic range will be a huge benefit. But outside of that, I'm shooting H.265 all the time. Anything like if you could do I try not to do 420. I like doing 422, 10-bit minimum. 422, 10-bit. And that's why I put it on ProRes, because it said 422. But next time I would for sure do H.265 in that same scenario. Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. You already know. Today was a long talk. I hope, start up some conversation. I hope you benefited anything that we talked about today. There you go, brother. Okay, yeah. Do H.265 N-log. N-log. Switch that color profile to N-log, not STD. Don't do standard. N-log, H.265. Holla back at me. Let me know what you think, Fajar. I think that's a good medium. Save yourself some space. I honestly think it would be overkill shooting at 12-bit and raw and all that other stuff. Okay, as I was saying, it's time for me to head out. I need to get a drink, and I've been standing this entire time. I actually like standing with you. I feel like I'm engaging with you all more. So with all that said, I'm going to be heading out. I do have, make sure you check out my cinematic video shoot I did with the Pocket 3. Just posted that video today. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. Smash that like. And smash the like today on the way out of this stream. Give yourself a round of applause for hanging in there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Manila. Great live today. I might try to post something different. There you go, brother. That's all I'm trying to say. Try something new. And in our field right now, being everything digital, it won't cost you a dime to try something new. All right. Definitely stay tuned. Subscribe to my other channels. You already know. All right. Right here. All right. Follow me on all these other ones. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitter, or whatever they want to call it, X and etc. All right. So with all that, hold on, brother. What is going on here? With all that said, everybody, I really appreciate you all. There we go. Yeah, you already know. It's time for me to get head on out. I need to eat something. Now, remember, until next time, keep shooting and stay creative. Thank you for watching.